Hello, Mr. Ian.
Hello, Divin. How are you?
I'm fine. Good.
So, how's life?
Life actually has been amazing, and I've I've seen that I've been able to have massive improvements because of what actually has been recently happening in my life.
No, really. That's a nice way to say your life is improving, especially since tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Is there anyone I have to know about?
Oh, there is someone like Bella.
Oh, Bella. Interesting. Now, I'll talk to you 3 years from now and see how this video will be doing when you're still with that Bella
Of
or not.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Divya, what brings us here is a crucial topic, which is actually mental health in teenagers, and mental health generally. When we talk about mental health, when we put it on the scale, what do you think of it, or what's your keynote on mental health?
Actually, I think that's a good question,
Mm,
by the way. And by my perspective,
mhm,
uh, whenever we pinch these small details into each other, like you see, like mental health is like a part of our daily life. It's an everyday life that, like, whether you're running, whether
mm,
you're walking, or even like when you're having like a conversation that we are having right now,
mm.
and it helps you like to be more mature and be more physically, mentally, even spiritually gifted.
Exactly. Now, Dive, this is one problem. Do you think Africans, the whole Africa at large, give mental health its critical position? Because it's very hard to approach an African parent and tell them, "Oh, I have depression." They'll hit you with facts like, "We've lived in times that were way much worse than times you're living in right now, but we did not face any sadness or any. Yes, we faced sadness, but we did not be depressed." Do you think it's easy explaining someone who didn't know depression about you having depression?
Um, I think actually it's more common to happen because some people, because of how they are like naturally gifted, or how the life of their parents occurs to them, it's like that factor doesn't affect them so much as it affects some people who don't have all those things put into each other. Like you see many of the kids, like teenagers,
Mm,
by the way, you see many of them like in our age group, you see many of them that like they have something, they live in their own world, and they live in their minds more than they live in their body, and they don't have like the things or the people or the relationships that they should be building so that they can have a perfectly, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, like a body that can sustain their needs and wants so that they can face their depression. But I understand most of our audience who is watching right now, by the way, more of you face something that is more internal than it is more external. So, Ian, the question you just asked me is, it has some common sense because I may suffer from depression and you may not. So how can you understand me when you don't face the same things that I face?
yeah. Now, and the problem is between, okay, these we are two generations. We are the younger generation, and we have the older generation.
Yes.
Now, I'm not gonna name names. Is it called naming names?
Yeah,
But
names.
or I'm not gonna point fingers to anyone. But one generation thinks one generation thinks it is more mature than the other, or it thinks it's more intelligent, it's more wiser, and the other one thinks it's more intelligent. So I'm not pointing any names. I'm not saying which generation thinks it's more wiser or more intelligent, But that's the conflicting side. We can never be free to tell anyone something if they think they are more intelligent, and if we know they think they are more intelligent,
Yes,
right?
that
Now,
happens all the time.
do you think that will be the problem? Do you think lack of that common understanding is the problem? Do you think someone who has never had depression, someone who actually thinks you are 16, 17, 18, you have not lived long enough to meet problems, you have no family to feed, you have no fuel to buy, no car, no house to build, do you think they will actually grasp the sense that you have depression? They'll be like, what is depression being caused? Because of studies or what? Because do you think they view us in that type of thing of saying, you know, studying, doing this? They think, and which is generally true, we don't have any other thing to do with our age. What we have to do is study and follow the moral guidelines we were taught to follow from our different respective homes. But now, that does not change the fact that we are still young in the teenage ages. Now, why do you think some people, older generation at least, or even the younger generation, you tell someone about the younger generation about depression, they're like, man, you're still young for life. What do you mean depression? Why do you think they have that, I can call it primitive mindset?
Uh-huh. To answer your question, I can start by saying, like, there is a difference between us and our parents. There is a different concept that, like, the older generation has that the younger generation doesn't share with them.
Mhm.
And actually, you can see even all around, like, as we are students and we have our parents, sometimes you give your parent a problem and then he says, how? Or she says, how? How can you have a problem when you don't face the same things that, like, we used to have some serious issues back in the day? But in this period of time, you just have to go to study, you just have to go, like, to work, you just have to be safe. But they don't know that, let me say it to you again, they don't know that what kills people is not uncomfortability. Uncomfortability shapes people. Even like the great heroes you all know, like Napoleon, like different people, different legends in history. You can name them, but you can find that uncomfortability wasn't the thing that caused them depression. No, but us, the thing that actually usually causes depression or different issues that we face in our life, like low health, like diseases, like many things I can't name even.
Hmm.
You find that the root of foundation that we always face is being always comfortable. Yeah.
So, in your words, you think depression is caused by being comfortable?
Like, not only that, but its comfortability is in its roots, in the roots of our foundation. So that's why even many of our parents say, like, you did not face the things that we faced, but they don't know that, like, the lifestyle we have, the things that we have, I'm not trying to put it on any of the group, whether it's the older generation or the younger
Let's
generation.
avoid pointing fingers, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, that's good.
Mm.
But we all have our shares in this struggle of life.
Exactly. And it's both our battle to fight.
Yes,
Do you think we shall win?
absolutely. Absolutely.
We have to win.
Of course.
Now, let's for someone who is has depression right now or other mental health problems, you know, mental health problems come in very many various types, but the top of the hierarchy in this generation or this time, day and age, is depression and anxiety. What advice can you give someone who has depression right now,
Uh-huh.
or anxiety, or any other mental health issue?
The first thing that I can point out is, um, first of all, be you, be yourself, be authentic, like be someone that you're comfortable being with, because we usually ghost ourselves into these crowds, or because we've been like socializing animals, and we've been like people who like to have everything around us. We can do everything, like we can do something ourselves. So the first thing is, be you, be you, and always be you. And the second thing, for somebody who doesn't know who or what he is or she is, I can say, exercise more, be creative more, do the things that in your mind you wouldn't do, so that you can grow as a person, and not only as a person but as a human being. Train physically, train mentally, even train spiritually by practicing your religion or how you want it. But the only thing is, grow every day. Grow every day, challenge yourself every day, and like enjoy life. That's all. That's all.
Enjoy life. Now, I think we're coming to the end of this episode.
Yes.
As we come to the end, allow me to conclude to what Mr. Dive has just said. Mr. Dive has made it clear that this fight is hard, but it's not impossible to win. He has made it clear that depression, although is a mental health issue, it can still be conquered, can still be won. And he said some of the techniques to fight it is to be more creative, but most importantly, to be yourself. Now, this is episode one of this series. Special thanks to the Excella School administration for allowing us to start this series. Special thanks to the librarian of the Library of Excella School to lend us her workspace as the shooting area. And to every one of you watching this, it was a pleasure being with you. I'm your host, Ian Mugisha. The guest is,
Hirgwa Diva.
and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Diva, thank you for being with us.
You also,
Yes,
Ian.
thank you.